a dumb extra right now.
Oh, hey, Bob.
Yo, this is your boy Daz, owner of ATB, Above the Brim. We're here at ETC Tacoma with my boy Bob, and we're talking about my top 3 hats.
That's it. Okay. You nailed it.
A dumb extra right now.
Oh, hey, Bob.
When I go po, just laugh right until I run out of gas, at the gas.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Chillin' with Bob, Season 4, Top 3 Go-To Hats. And I have another special on the road video for y'all. Right now, we inside the ETC store, Tacoma, Seattle, Washington. And first thing I gotta say is, shout out to the internet for making this world a little bit smaller. You know what I'm saying? When I came across my guy's gram, instantly knew I had to get him on the show. Just his creativity, his originality. This guy right here is an entrepreneur, creative director of his own brand, Above the Rim. So without further ado, everybody, welcome my guy, Daz, to the show. Woo! That's a fact. Yo, so everybody knows what Daz is here for, is bringing out his top 3 go-to hats. And I ain't gonna be too long-winded, but Daz, it's up to you. Give everybody your first top 3 go-to hat.
Top 3 go-to hats. The first one I gotta go with.
Okay.
Just because we're out here in Washington.
All right.
Tacoma, Washington to be exact, but a lot of people know based off of Seattle.
Right.
You know, so we're gonna start out with the Griffin.
All right.
Yeah, the Griffin.
The grip.
The two-tone.
Right. So, you know, it's funny, man, like, part of what I was saying before, like, the reason why I was like, I have to find a way to get you on this show was because I love where you pull your inspiration from. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know obviously you are born and raised Tacoma, Seattle, and I know you're trying to really bring forth the culture. So when it comes down to Seattle, right, because I know in New York, we have Soho, we have Lower East Side. That's where I find the bulk of my creative inspiration. Like, where would I find like the creative inspiration like you do out here in Seattle? What inspires you out here?
Well, Tacoma, Seattle, I mean, I think just in Washington in general, the outside, you know, it's very beautiful out here. I know when you touched down, you know, you felt the air was different.
Yeah,
it was.
It was.
Fresh air.
100%. I was bugging, yeah.
No, that's facts. No.
Right.
So just different things like that, first of all, you know, just the outdoors, and then just the diversity and the melting pot of different people that are out here. It just gives you a different opportunity to look for that type of creative and inspiration. But it's really where you're from, you know, like a lot of things that are based off of what we do here at ETC and for the hats, you know, is all based off of where you're from or what you know, what you grew up on, you know.
So it's predominantly the whole city itself.
Yeah, whatever area or pocket you're in. You know, I got people from Seattle that draw inspiration from their area. Here we draw inspiration from Tacoma and things that we grew up on. So
let's talk about this one right here. So this is the Griffin. Everybody, for me, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I knew about the Mariners, right, because of Ken Griffey.
Absolutely.
Right, so I see what you was doing with this one.
Got the 2 on the back.
Right.
Like the helmets.
Right.
For this one, you know, definitely got the gray bottom as well. But, man, he's like the Michael Jordan of, like...
Ain't that some shit?
Washington. Like,
I didn't really think about that.
That
he's the man for y'all out here.
We have a statue of Griffey in Seattle.
Where?
Right outside of the stadium. I don't know if there's any other statues in Washington. Like LA got, you know, the Shaq, you know,
Kobe,
like there's statues out there. Right. Griffey's our statue out here that's
dope.
Absolutely know, you know. So he was just the Michael Jordan of his own thing out here in Washington.
So let me ask you a question, right? This is more of a creative question, so I can kind of like dig deeper for you, right? So I see what you did with this. Obviously, this is a spin-off from the Mariners hat. So let me ask you, which Mariners logo do you feel like translate the best on the hat? I'm talking about like it's like really popping.
It depends. Obviously, the compass is fire. That's the S with the compass.
Right.
And this wasn't even my first Mariners one that I did. I did the retro one, the M's with the baseball.
Yeah, I like that one
the
too.
Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
So that was the first one I did.
Right.
This was the second Mariner edition that I did, you know, based off of me being a fan of that, because I had on the Mitchell and Ness jersey, the V-neck joint.
Oh,
you know,
so you was really, all right.
Yeah, you had to get the whole fit off.
Right.
You know, so
always.
But this in navy, this is the special colors, the two-tone, so this is when people want to, you know, dress it up a little bit.
Right.
But the standard navy with the silver S is more traditional.
Like classic. Yeah.
Classic and traditional.
That's like our Yankee fitted.
But I like the vintage ones or the very special edition, which is just the compass. So there's a burgundy and black compass hat that they wear for a special
special
event.
special time. Okay.
Yeah, you know, so that's my other favorite ones, but it's usually the throwbacks to me. But
I like the
traditional.
I like the S, the one, the 92 one.
Exactly.
I love that one. That one right there to me is like, that's like the classic. I could just put that on a hat with no two-tone, just straight solid color, and it would just stand out on its own for some reason. And I mess with this one. Yeah. For sure. Let's go to your number 2.
So for the number 2, ironically, this was the second hat that I dropped since I started doing hats.
Right.
This is by far some of people's favorites. We got another hometown homage. So this is the Bruce Lee hat.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah. The Last Dragon.
Right.
I do hats based off of, you know, movies, and you know, that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration from outside of this culture and history.
Right. And I was gonna kind of bring that up to you too. Like, I think the primary thing that I love is like the originators, like people who make their own. And I noticed, like, man, he draws from movies and like old like albums, but more specifically like 90s. Like,
yeah, that's where I grew up. I'm a 90s baby.
So I was gonna ask you, what really draws you to the 90s like style and to make you want to kind of translate that to a hat?
I mean, I think everybody's generation, they think it's their best. So since I grew up in the 90s, that's what I think is the best to me. So it's just like, man, we had it rocking in the 90s, you know, so... and then I think we was in a period to where like we can still pull from the 80s a little bit, even though we didn't grow up in the 80s.
Right, it's
you
true.
know? And then we're also in this time now toward the 2000s and beyond, you know, we're in the middle, you know.
For the fact that you're able to draw like inspiration from those times and now and then bring it to now really shows like who you are and just the time span that you come from, you know what I mean? But for this one, all right, I didn't see this one.
Yeah.
So you said this is one of the ones you dropped?
Yeah, this is my second hat that I dropped.
Dope.
If you look at it, it's really the Boston Bee.
Right, yeah,
you know,
it definitely is.
Adding the details and changing the color up to it. The Last Dragon.
Yeah.
And then the nunchucks on the back is what gets everybody.
That's like brings everything together.
You know, like, that's where, you know, kind of gets OD. But yeah, it's a Black Nasty only because at that point I wasn't making my own hats yet.
Yeah, so Black Nasty was the only ones that was
I could get my hands on, you know.
Yo, that's a real... Yo, people that always come on this show, they always be like, yo, no Black Nasties, no Black Nasties. And nigga, I never had one. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially not for no fitted. So yeah, a couple of people who I know, which is actually probably a gem for whoever's watching this if you wanted to get started. Black Nasties seem to always be available. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone else who I know actually, he wanted to run some samples on some stuff and he couldn't get his hands on any gray brims or any green brims, so he realized like, yo, let me get Black Nasties. So if you ever was trying to like do your own hat, when you trying to start your own business, start with a Black Nasty. You be all right.
Yeah, everybody got to start there. You know what I'm saying? So for this to be my second hat, people out here, people aren't as caught up on it like it is in the East Coast. Yeah. Where it's like tradition, how you wear your hat, you know. So people are just like, man, that's hard.
Yeah.
He's from Washington, like
they don't.
It's black. It's what, Bruce Lee?
Right.
So yeah, that was. But now that I make my own hats and my own blanks, I'll drop the new edition, or I'll drop another edition of it, re-release with the gray brim. You know,
so you know,
I already know that's a winner. I'm restocking. Yeah, we restocking for sure.
Yo, that's some real shit. Who made that rule up?
2022. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's get right into your third one.
Okay. The third one. Okay, the third one. I gotta do the third one because you're out here, you're visiting, man. So this that John right there. This is the N for New York, but it's the Notorious hat.
Right.
Okay, so I know that I'm going to be doing a lot of New York themed hats.
Right.
So this is the neutral N that I created, which is just pretty much stripping the Y out of the Yankees John. But to introduce it, I added the Notorious.
Right.
And then you got the subway.
ATB, right. Okay.
The train John.
Right.
To make it, and then gray brim, of course, you know. But yeah, this one's special. First of all, these are the true colors of the subway.
Right,
yeah,
it is.
Those aren't just made up colors like, my favorite color's blue.
Yeah, no.
Those are
That's how it is.
You know, so the A train is that color, the T train, and then the B. And then bringing in the side hit with my guy Notorious, you know. So I'll just change the side hit every time, but I'll keep there might be a hat just with the N on the front end.
You know, it's crazy because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I used to hate when people did anything with Notorious. I don't know why. Let me just tell you why.
It's not easy.
It's not Biggie. It's
the creatives.
You know what it was? It was like everybody just like wore out the idea of praising Biggie into a point, right? But then I look at this one and I'm like, all right. You're right. It's an original N. You did your own spinoff from the New York Yankees. It's a navy blue with that thick paws, 3D stitching.
Yep, the rays.
You know what I'm saying?
Rays,
so that right there, and it just has its own standout. For some reason, I don't know what it is, how the Yankees did it, but they really like tapped into the whole navy blue with the white. Because the hat is so simple, the Yankee hat, but it just pops. Yeah. So this reminds me of it.
You were saying people OD with the Notorious stuff because it's hard to make, making T-shirts or being a part of a company that makes T-shirts. I know how hard it is to, make that cool.
Right.
Like this is fire, but you can't put all these people on a shirt in a different way and it'd be cool. You have to make sure you do it in a very particular way. Yeah. And nobody, Supreme will do it in a way to where it's like that's not even cool no more. You know, but it's just like it's still selling. Yeah. But nobody's ever really done it with caps though.
Right.
That's a whole other canvas that people just kind of like overlook.
I'll say this: everybody right now is doing their own spin-offs when they cut on the hats. So let's say somebody did have a New York Yankee one, they probably be like, "Oh man, I did that before. I put a patch on it." But the thing is that I'm cool with the patch being on the side, but it's more like I'm talking about on the creative side of it.
There's more real estate.
Right. It's like the New York Yankee hat was going to sell regardless. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to touch it. You know what I mean? So
you can put your name on it and it might sell.
Yeah, and it might sell. This is a good one. This is a very good one.
And I got the red one on because there's a true...
That red one's hard.
I wore this one out, Right. The red one... Everything's about history. So the red one is based off of Spike Lee. He's the one that broke the color barrier for hats by wanting a red Yankee hat for the 1994 World Series because, he was rocking with Jordan back then, so he was already dripped in. Had like a red down jacket or a red puffer or something. Okay, and it was like, y'all need the red Yankee hat. Yeah, and they only made navy or whatever the alternative color was. There was no switching up with the colors, it's just like you get two colors, so they allowed it. So that's why I rock this one and it has the logo on the side,
Holy shit. I didn't think about that. Okay.
So this is deep right here.
Yo, you really went into the history. I fuck with that. God damn.
I know your stats.
Yo, so I don't know if that was your third one, right? I've been losing track.
That was my third one.
All right, so I don't know if you have any honorable mentions.
But man, I actually got a couple honorables. I'm gonna rock out a little just so people can see what I.
Right.
I'm just gonna.
This one right here is my. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. So this is my boy from Seattle.
Shit. Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. This is my boy from Seattle. Me and him did a collaboration.
I love this
Basic Co. My boy B Hayes.
I'm putting that down for y'all. That's part of my honorable mention for you.
No, that's the.
That shit's hard. I love that color.
The macaroni and yams. Real Thanksgiving vibes. That's
a fact.
So shout out to my brother.
I like that.
We're gonna leave him up there.
Okay. I'm gonna move him over.
We're gonna move him over.
Yeah.
Man, this one right here is a more recent one that I did. This was the Like Mike.
Okay.
So we got the Knights on the side.
Yeah.
And then you got the Calvin Cambridge number 3 on the back. So on a little, that's getting away with the players. So the Calvin Cambridge is.
Why nobody? You know what, bro? I didn't think about it. I was like, people usually do that on sneakers. Like they'll do like a stupid spin off like Mike ones. You know what I'm saying? But
the hat.
It's a cheaper way to do it. I'm even going to just let y'all know, like, that's him. This is what he do. This is why everybody's a creative, bro.
Yeah. I mean, this one right here hit home for me. This is Hercules.
Right. Okay.
We got the muses on the side. Yeah, that's where it hit home. They had a whole gospel choir. There's a crazy story behind like the soundtrack of Hercules, and we had some black women in there doing some big things. So I had to.
You made sure to grab them.
Yeah, for sure. And then the medallion that he had when he was younger.
Right.
Digging back into the movie themes.
Right.
And then this one just valid just because, man, come on now.
Come on.
That's just valid.
Yeah.
One tubby.
Yeah.
2 tubby, and we got the dog plates on the back that say ATB, which is just good branding.
Yeah.
It's a good branding in a cool way without having to go OD. I don't want to movies are more relatable than anything. Mm-hmm. It's a family thing, from young to old. So it's not like a sports team. My mom might not know who the Arizona Diamondbacks are, the New York Mets.
Right.
But she might see the H.
Right.
Know the get a few clues to be like, is that a movie?
Is that a movie? Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like, I don't know nothing about the Mets or the Diamondbacks.
Right. That's true.
So it's just more recognizable to a way. It relates to people in a way to where like all you need is a few clues and you're good.
Right.
You'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because when you don't, you're like, damn, I should have known that.
Yeah.
No,
I agree.
No, that's why these movies, man, it's just I just gotta pick the right one. There's thousands of movies out there.
Right.
Thousands of movies. So just trying to figure out the right ones that just, resonate with people.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. All of these classics. But I want to give you your red carpet rollout. This is like your time to kind of let people know what you got going on next, what's going on right now, what to expect from Above the Brim, ECC, what you do here. It's all on you, baby. Okay. I'm here.
I'm not going to talk too long. I'm going to try not to be long-winded, but check us out. ECC Tacoma is the location we're in. Beautiful space. Thank you for pulling up on me. And ATV, man, we're going to keep rocking, man. We're going to start providing, blanks for people to let them, do their vision, how they see fit, and then community stuff, man. More heat, doing some collaboration with some black artists, some black businesses, using this canvas to support them and let them get some flavor and be able to distribute their own way. And yeah, man, just we go keep rocking. I got a hat actually that's going to be dropping when this episode drops. That's going to hit home for me.
Tough, already seen it.
Yeah.
Some fact.
So we can show it, but it's over there in the corner, But yeah, man, I just appreciate you rocking, just believing in, just seeing my vision. You're from New York, and people, live and die by the hat.
Word.
So the fact that you was able to look outside the box and see what I'm doing, and recognize that it's creative and it's a thing.
Word.
I appreciate that. That's that New York recognition. I'm from the West Coast, so getting that New York recognition for what I'm trying to do for hats and the culture that I'm trying to change and shit.
Yeah, see it.
You recognizing that it means a lot to me. So I appreciate you pulling up on me out here in the Northwest, man. It's a red carpet for you, man. For real.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, follow me, ETC Dads on the IG, ATB Headwear on the IG and the website. And check out the family too, ETC Tacoma, come from Tacoma, Washington, representing the 253 now. So it's all love.
That's a fact. Yo, Dad, I appreciate you. Everybody ready to see what he said. I'll leave his information at the bottom so you guys can get in contact. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
it's been a long conversation.
Yeah, it's been a long night. It's been a long day.
It's been a long fucking day, man. But
Yeah.
I appreciate you, bro, man. So till next time.